When you're in an argument with your partner, have you ever thought about taking notes? Have you ever thought about just sitting there quietly and taking notes while they were expressing what they felt to you versus trying to respond to everything they were saying? Y'all, let me tell you something. One day, me and my man got into it, and he called me on the phone after he had his time to get his little space, right? And he called me on the phone, and he said, listen, there's some things I want to talk to you about. But before I talk to you about it, I want you to grab a pen and a paper, and I want you to write down what I'm talking about because I don't want to be interrupted, okay? I want to get past all my points, and I want to tell you what I mean. And if you have any questions, make sure you put a pen in it so that way you can come back to it because I don't want you to interrupt me in the middle of this conversation. I said, oh, my God. I didn't know if I should have been offended or turned on, but baby, I got my pen and my paper, and I started taking notes. And let me tell you something. After he said everything he said, he was like, okay, I'm finished now. And then boom, I was able to go ahead and say what I needed to say. I put a pin in everything that I had to say, and I talked to him about it, and he did not interrupt me one time. He listened. And by the time both of us expressed ourselves, we were able to go back and forth with all the details, get context, go deeper. And then when the call was over, we both understood each other. We felt closer to one another. We had an understanding, and we were able to move forward in our relationship. Baby, take notes. Take notes in your arguments. Don't just argue. Argue productively, especially if your goal is reconciliation, especially if your goal is understanding. Because if you think about relationships, we're getting to know the other person constantly. And if both of us are focusing on arguing and not listening, neither one of us are going to get any points across. We're just going to develop resentment and feel unheard in our relationship. So I don't know who needs to hear this. But before you have another argument with your partner, pull out a pen and paper and make sure your partner pulls out a pen and paper and takes notes so that nobody feels unheard. If you are in a healthy relationship, but y'all are just outgrowing each other, stay in the relationship. If you're in a healthy relationship, but you just feel bored and you're looking for a spark and you feel like something is missing, stay in that relationship. If you're in a healthy relationship, but y'all struggling with communication, y'all are growing, y'all are evolving, y'all are figuring it out, go to therapy, but stay in that motherfucking relationship. Because there ain't nothing in these streets but audacity and disappointment. You think you gonna come outside that marriage or that relationship and find something better? Baby, that's sales. Sales is different from operations, baby, because the way these streets is ghetto, filled with men asking, what do you bring to the table? Filled with women who are only looking to go dig. Filled with people who are looking to be the prize, but nobody actually is the prize because all these motherfuckers ain't even done no work, no healing, no depth. Stay in your relationship. I command you. Don't come out here. I beg you. Take it from me, baby. I've been single for a long time. I'm not anymore. But when I say the 20s outweigh the 80s, if you get outside that marriage or that healthy relationship you've been in just because you bored, just because you think you're going to be doing better when you single, baby, first of all, inflation is crazy. You telling me you want to pay rent on your own? You telling me you want to go find a man who feels like he's the prize? You telling me you looking for a woman who's on her sprinkle Shira 7? You better stay with that woman. Stay. Don't come out here. It's ghetto.